What's up, guys? Jebber Game and Jaws here. So I haven't done a pickups video in a long time, but I really wanted to do one. It's been really amazing lately. I've been focusing a whole lot on the NES because I have an NES that's basically functioning perfectly. So I am thrilled to be playing that console and buying games for that console. And so there's been a lot going on with me in my collection. I came in here the other day and I sat down and I spent a lot of time and I sat here and I thought, like what in here makes me happy? What in here, makes me want to go out and look for more? And what in here am I kind of like I could live without? So today I did a big thing and I actually filled up 3 humongous boxes and I took it to a game store and I actually got rid of $225 worth of credit of games and stuff. And basically I got rid of a whole bunch of PS3 stuff. I got rid of a whole bunch of Xbox stuff, original Xbox. I got rid of my entire PSP collection and my PSP console. I'm really just not big into handhelds. I have plenty of handhelds, and most of the time I would just rather play something on my TV anyways. And as far as like owning the Switch and a Game Boy Advance, I have the Game Boy Advance SP, so the original Game Boy Advance I didn't need, so I traded that in. There's just a whole lot of excess that I don't really want. It doesn't make me happy. When I sit here and I'm quiet and I'm by myself, I'm like, that doesn't really do anything for me. The PS3 collection wasn't doing anything for me. The OG Xbox, I have no connection to that whatsoever. I decided out of that generation, I really want to focus on Dreamcast and PS2, and I would rather just like put my emphasis there and kind of get out of the Xbox. So this week has been awesome. I've been playing a whole bunch of games. 2 games that I have played through that I already owned. These are not in part of my pickups, but I had Castlevania and Contra. I beat both of these games. Had such a good time. So glad to be playing those with the really amazing video quality, playing with my HD Retrovision component cables on my beautiful 36-inch JVC CRT. It's awesome. I love it. That's the way I've wanted to play Nintendo, and I'm finally doing it. So that's been great. All right, so just to like whet your appetite a little bit here, these are a couple pickups that are not NES related, but we'll be getting to that soon enough. So I went out and I found a strategy guide for Soul Reaver 2. I played the first Soul Reaver maybe like 2 years ago on the Dreamcast. I loved the game. It was amazing. And I actually have the sequel. I've been planning to play it. I'm going to be playing it on the PS2. So I found the strategy guide and I was like, oh my gosh, I love strategy guides. These are my heart, like this is... I just love having these things. And it's not like I sit there and I play with the strategy guide the whole time, but when you do get lost, it's really fun to just like live like you're living, 10 or 20 years ago and go to your strategy guide instead of going to your smartphone, if you really need to figure something out. The other strategy guide that I found is Parasite Eve 2. This is really nice and really good condition. It's got like a glossy finish there. And both of those were good prices, so I couldn't pass them up. The other thing that is not NES related, but that I did pick up, was Aladdin for the Super Nintendo. I picked this up with the booklet. I got a really good deal on that, and I just couldn't say no. And I'm excited to play through that game as well. I played the Aladdin on the Genesis a little while ago, and that was really fun, but Aladdin on the Super Nintendo is a completely different game, so stoked to get into that a little bit. All right, so I'm going to show you... After I took my 3 humongous boxes, like I was trading in all kinds of shit, in addition to what I had already talked about, I traded in an Xbox One controller, I traded in some Blu-rays that I wasn't into having anymore. So one of the big things that I was able to get, and I'm super excited for this because this is a game that has been on my backlog for a long time, and now that I have the NES exactly the way that I want it, I'm going to be able to sit down and I'm going to be able to play this game and enjoy it exactly the way I've always wanted to. And that is a complete in-box copy of the original Legend of Zelda. This comes with the booklet and it also comes with a map. And this game is very, very cryptic. So I do have this game on my 3DS and I played it for like an hour because I just wanted to see if I was going to like it. And I did really enjoy it. I did really like it. But I realized that you're really supposed to play this game with the things that are packed in it, like the map and stuff. Instead of giving you a map in the game, they gave you a map in the booklet. So I didn't want just a cart-only version of this game. I really wanted to have the complete copy so that I could really get that full experience. Like, what if I had been going into the store and buying this game when it first came out? This is the experience I would have had. And tonight, I came home after getting this, and I was so excited, and I sat down and I read through the booklet. I read the booklet back, like front to back, literally. And I sat there with the map, and I was just like exploring everything and looking at, so this is the first one, second one, third one, like all of the places that I'm going to go. I'm very, very stoked, and I feel like having all of the pieces that go with this game is going to give me a much better experience. Very excited. You guys will definitely be hearing more about this, I'm sure, if you follow me on Facebook or whatever. I'm definitely excited to be playing some Legend of Zelda on my new RGB modded NES. And I can't believe that I have this in my collection now. Very happy for that. So my other two games that I picked up that are kind of a big deal, I'm going to leave until later in the video, but I'm going to go through now some of the NES games that I've just been picking up because it's been really fun. Another one that I picked up is Life Force. This game is really fun. I played it for a couple hours last night. I kept on dying. I haven't beaten it yet. I'm really excited to beat it. I'm excited to continue to play it. I wish that I could be playing it 2-player because that would be really fun. It's cool that you can use the same Konami code that you use for Contra when you're playing this game to give you extra lives. It's amazing to me that a game of this quality came out on the NES, and this game is kind of like opening my mind to shooters. I know that like old school shooters are very, very popular among the people who really enjoy that sort of thing. And this is really opening my eyes and making me like, yeah, I wanna experience some of the shooters that came out on the Super NES and the Genesis, and maybe some more that came out on the NES. And yeah, I'm having a blast playing that game. Very good. I also picked up Little Mermaid. This has been really fun. I put it in a couple times. I haven't beaten it all the way, but I know that it's not a super long game. I will definitely be beating this before too long. I'm just going to put it in and just play it and just not stop until I beat it. It's been really fun. I've been really enjoying it. Yep. You really can't beat Capcom on the NES. Another game that I picked up that I'm really excited for is Jackal. So one of my friends modded my NES for me. That was Nick Scott. He follows me on Facebook, and he's a really cool guy, and it was so nice of him to stop by and mod my NES Classic for me, and he put a ton of games on, and one of the games that he recommended that I play is Jackal. And I played it for a little bit on the NES Classic, and I had a blast, and I do have that version still, but I really wanted to have the original copy of it, and I want to play it on my CRT with my new NES, so I'm really excited to get into that. Can't wait. Another game that needs no introduction at all, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out! I picked up this game because I'm like, I need to know what all the fuss is about. I've heard countlessly, like people still to this very day, if someone beats Mike Tyson, it's like, that is a super duper feat, to get to that point is just freaking awesome. So I cannot wait to put my hand to this game, figure out what the fuss is about. Hopefully, I'm sure that I'll get my ass ground into the ground, but hopefully I'm going to come out swinging and be able to actually do that. That would be awesome. I've been following a bunch of YouTube channels and looking for games that are recommended, and one that came highly recommended is Tiny Toon Adventures. I'm very excited to play this. I love, fun platformers on the NES. You just really can't beat that. Platformers were so popular at the time. It's just awesome to get to go back and play this stuff. So super excited to get into that. A beat 'em up that was recommended on the NES, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the arcade game. I'm excited to play this. I'm a big fan of Turtles in Time on the Super Nintendo. I'm guessing that this will just be like the 8-bit version and just be a lot of fun. So that'll be really cool. Following in the same vein, another beat 'em up on the NES, Double Dragon 3. I just randomly saw this in, the glass case at the store. I thought it was a decent price, so I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna pick it up, might as well. I'm going for as many NES games as I possibly can get, especially any games that are, supposedly somewhat fun. Apparently this one is really, really hard and maybe not the best in the series, but still I thought for the price and the fact that I just want to have as many experiences on the NES as I can, and I was picking it up. So excited to have that. Another game that I know almost nothing about, but I just know because of the name, is Ice Climber. So I've never played it. I don't know anything about it. Um, I don't know if it's good, but I know that it's there's notoriety about it at least, and at least there's like a Smash Brother character, um, and even all the way back to Super Smash Brothers Melee. So hopefully that's a good game. All right, so we'll go back here now. We're bringing it back for another big thing that I picked up today, and this is something that is kind of a holy grail to me. Like, this is something that will go in my collection that I'm super, super excited about, and that is a complete in-box Zelda, Link to the Past. Can't believe I was able to get this. It was so nice to turn a bunch of my collection that really wasn't doing anything for me into something like this. So awesome. I'm speechless. I really didn't know if I would ever own this, and the fact that I'm now getting to put it into my collection, I was smiling from ear to ear leaving the game store today. The fact that I took stuff that was just kind of like more of a bother to me actually, and the fact that I'm kind of streamlining my collection into more things that I really want and things that I think I'm going to enjoy a whole lot more. Super, super excited to have this. This is amazing. I love this game. It's one of the best Zeldas ever. I go all over the place with what I think is my favorite Zelda games, but the fact that I got a complete in box original Zelda and then A Link to the Past, yeah, I'm like on cloud 9 today. Couldn't be happier. Another NES game. There's still one more big NES game for me to talk about because I didn't spend all my $225 on just those two games. So another one that I picked up this week was Kung Fu. I've heard that this is a lot of fun. It was really cheap. Why not? Another game that I just really liked the box art, and it was $5, so I picked it up. RoboCop. Who knows if it's good? I just want to add to my collection. So, oh yeah, here's another one. I also picked up Tailspin. Now, it's a Capcom game. I'm like, how can you really go wrong with Capcom on the NES? This one is more of a mixed bag as far as the reviews go. People don't say that it's horrible. People don't say that it's great. It's kind of falls somewhere in the middle. But I'm excited to try it nonetheless. It's a shooter. I mean, like, I loved Tailspin as a kid. I loved watching those cartoons. And the fact that this is like, you're in that playing as a shooter, I'm like, yeah, I have got to try that. All right, so my final big game that I picked up, this is not complete in box or anything like that, but I picked up the original Mega Man. I've never played this. The only Mega Man I've ever played is Mega Man 2. This one is considered harder. It's considered not quite as good, but it is the first Mega Man game, and it is more expensive by quite a lot. And it was really nice to be able to frickin' just pick this up, take some shit that I didn't want anymore, that wasn't bringing me any joy, and turn it into this, and Zelda Link to the Past complete in box, and Zelda the original complete in box. Taking all three of those games home with me, I was thrilled. I was so happy. I'm very excited, guys. I'm adding to my NES collection. Obviously, I have those games back there, not very much, but you know, I have a long way to go here, and it seems the NES prices, especially for common and, you know, slightly uncommon games, have come down quite a lot. So I have a lot to get before I have to worry about the really expensive rare games. So I'm excited to be collecting NES again. All right, hope you enjoyed this pickups video. Jebber Gaming Jaws. Talk to you later.